All right, what's up, everybody? We're back. We're live here at the 2023 Collective Conference. This is the Restoration Rundown podcast. I'm Ben. I'm your host. Restoration Rundown is everything about running your restoration business. It's brought to you by Ironclad Restoration Marketing, my digital marketing agency out here. We have the honor of being out here. We're day 3, the last day of the event, but it is in no way, shape, or form dying off. I had a special guest I met a couple days ago and I thought was real interesting. I want to bring him in here for this next section that we're doing. I want you to welcome Mr. Scott Tarpley from DEI into the podcast. Come on in here, Scott. I know I'm taking up all the room here. Scott is with DEI, disaster equipment and large loss support or equipment rental for the restoration world. How long? Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and what you guys do?
Well, I know I don't look that old, but I've been in the industry about 50 years. So I've been going at it a while, and we're a large loss support group for other restoration contractors. If you're not at CORE, you should be. So it's a great convention. A lot of good people here and a lot of good opportunities to meet people and shake it up a little bit. So,
yeah. How is this your first collective event?
The company was here last year. I personally didn't get to attend, but it's the first time I've been there. Seen a lot of shows put on over the years, and this one's been great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm blown away by the stuff they got. They got some good food in there right now. I know I'm pulling you away from lunch, but we can only get on live so far before CNR kicks us out of the booth and we get to go do anything else. So you provide disaster equipment rentals. Are you guys nationwide, or you guys can you guys help anybody out in the United States?
We are nationwide. We have generators and deskants and portable stuff and different stuff like that. Just whatever a restoration contractor would need to go out there and get the job done.
How do they get in touch with you?
Just call the number 1-800-RENT-DEI, 877-RENT-DEI.
877-RENT-DEI.
But Google disaster equipment will come up pretty quick.
All right.
So we got a good group of people. We got Rhonda Edwards has been with me before. She came back on board. Missy Jones, my daughter's here, and she's been with me since she was 0. But I've been with the company since she was 14 years old, I guess. Cora, which came last year, a lot of people know Cora. She didn't get to make it. She was in the narrow part of the cone of the hurricane. Yeah. So she went home and packed her belongings and evacuated. So,
that old nothing burger of a hurricane. Got a little wet. Yeah, it affected my flights on the way up here. So that was
it affected a tree up there in the Big Bend. The hurricane hit a tree. That's
man. God bless the tree. So I got a question. Every time I have somebody on the podcast, I always want to find out, because what we do is we try to teach restorers how to run their businesses better, whether it's marketing, whether it's renting, whether it's hiring or whatever. So what do you see being in this industry for so long as the biggest problem right now, and maybe what are some solutions that you have that you can solve them?
The biggest problem I see when it comes to commercial loss is getting paid.
Okay. That's a big one.
Lot of obstacles in the way from the agency adjusters, the building owners, just trying to get paid for the job. And, doing the right documentation. Call it the CDC, contracts, documentation, and communication.
Okay.
The 3 big things you've got to do to get paid. So getting paid by far is the worst thing. A lot of people in there say, I'm in the business to drive buildings. No, you're not. You're in the business to make money.
That's right.
So to make money, you got to get paid, and that's the biggest challenge I think we face.
The solution is proper documentation. What was it? CDC?
CDC, contracts, documentation, communication.
Communication is key, and we talk about communication a lot with everything. If you're not communicating properly, you're not properly documenting, one, your business ain't going to run too well, but even bigger than that, you're not going to get paid for anything.
That's correct.
Well, Scott, I appreciate you stopping by. You got to check them out. DEI, disaster equipment rental, large loss support is 1-800. What was the number?
877 Rent DEI.
Rent DEI. We'll make sure we put that in the captions on this video. Scott, thanks for stopping by. I know it's lunchtime. I'm going to get in there too. Good to meet you, man. We'll see you soon.
All right.
All right, you got to check them out. Disaster equipment, large loss support, guys. They're nationwide. Scott's been in the industry a hell of a long time, so I'm sure he's so far we've talked a little bit. I've learned a little bit from him, and I'm sure if you're having any struggles with your equipment, getting paid, he had some good insight into that. We look forward to getting to know them a little bit more. Anyways, we're here. We're day 3. Like I said before, we're in session 2 of our live at the CORE Collective. If you missed part 1 when we went live on LinkedIn, we had Zach Garrett from Liftify, we had Jason Gilstrap from CORE, and then we had Nick Dyroff from CORE as well, talking about the collective, their event, what why they do the event, how important it is to attend events like this. If you're in the restoration industry, the collective word, I love that. So if you want to recap on that, that's on YouTube and it's on our LinkedIn. We will be streaming on all streaming platforms, that live episode. So if you're driving in a car or if you're here at the collective and you're in one of the breakout sessions or the keynote speeches, you can go ahead and check that out on Spotify. It should be live here any minute so you can catch up with what we had going on. Speaking of core and the baddies that are putting this thing on, we've got another special guest that just walked by the booth. I didn't have to drag her in. She come right in wherever you fit. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Come on in too. Come on, we're talking. This is Diane, and we got another guest coming in right now.
Yeah.
You guys may know both of them. Diane was just on the podcast not that long ago with Jason talking about this amazing event. And I tell you, I've been making everybody jealous being here. Come on in. And then we got another special guest coming in the podcast. We're trying to fit them all in. It's the last day, so we're trying to catch up with all the work. We're packing it in. Michelle Blevins, CNR Magazine.
Yeah.
Michelle's been on the podcast a handful of times. She's awesome out here. Diane, kudos to you guys. This event is amazing. Like I want to say you've outdone yourself, but this is the first time I've been here. But I've been gauging the crowd, and so that's the consensus. She's outdone herself. You guys, your team is amazing. I had Nick in here for a little bit. He only had a little bit of voice left, so we didn't have him on very long. But this has been great. I've had such a great time. I think that what you guys are doing for the restoration industry is huge. I think that the labor shortage issue, educating the new generation to come in to learn about the industry, and then getting that negative connotation with the restoration industry out the window, which I think kind of one hand washes the other in some regard. And that I think you guys are nailing it. I've never been to a music festival before. I'm going to be 40 this month, and I thought it was funny. I've never been to a music festival, and the first time I get to go one is a restoration event. And I think that's incredible.
It would be core that would do it.
It would be core. That's right.
We missed the big Buddhas, and then what was?
So we did the Core Air. Last year was the White Party. So you're probably familiar with those down in Florida, the big White Party. So we did that last year. It was a Welcome to the Storm party, and so I know for me, I always go big on my outfits. So I had gray contacts last year, and just like storm clouds. So I was right on brand, right in theme.
Yeah, you did it up. You were definitely representing the music festival.
I was impressed you pulled it off, because when I got the email that you're doing a white party, I'm like, they're going to get an entire industry of contractors to dress in all white for a party, and you freaking did.
And we did.
The entire
sea of white.
Wow.
Yes, sea of
all
white.
the men, like even all the men had out. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
That is a feat to pull off.
You know what would be the feat for me is not dropping every little thing on my white stuff.
Well,
as soon as I put something white on, it's like it's a different color by the end of the day.
It's inevitable.
So this event, I can't say enough. I've been making all my team jealous of being out here. I had zero expectations. I can't say this enough, but this is awesome. You guys deserve a huge pat on the back, and I'm looking forward to being involved in these events in the future. We've talked to everybody and how important it is. Everybody's super psyched about it. So it's really awesome.
So I did get you to come, obviously. So
you got me to come.
On ours, he was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a wild hair." And after the call, I'm like, "Come, you won't regret it."
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
You don't regret it.
I do not at all. I still didn't believe you up until the second I walked into the hotel and saw the setup you guys had.
Awesome.
If you are not familiar with the collective or Core Group in general, go with core.com. Check them out. Core University is getting ready to launch. I know we said that on part one, but again, I poured through that new website, and it's like only like a quarter of the way there as far as content goes. It's awesome. So, there's a lot of exciting things coming up, and I can't wait for the next collective. I appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to share with anybody before you get in for lunch?
Oh, let's see. If you have not already done so, go to this trade show. We've got amazing vendors here, all up and down. They've got some amazing giveaways. And, it's the support of them that helps all of us be able to be here today and help put on a show of this size. So definitely stop by our trade show and go check them out. And say, hey.
Check them out. And then I wanted to give you this book. This book I wrote, The No BS Guide to Internet Marketing for Restoration Contractors. Full disclosure, there's some BS. There's been a couple algorithm updates since I just published the 8th edition of this, but I wanted you to have that to say thank you for having me down here.
I appreciate that.
Great. Good. Well, go enjoy lunch. I'll be in there shortly after.
Right. Great to see you.
Michelle, you're not escaping that easy. Come on in.
Get back in here.
We gotta get the boss lady in here from CNR.
The boss lady.
Boss lady. Michelle, I've again, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I know you're running around like crazy. Everybody wants to
I'm
see
happy to.
the celebrity of the event,
No.
I'll get there one of these days. But I saw you early this morning running around, putting the magazine around. So talk a little bit about CNR, what you guys have going on. I know that we specifically spoke about a couple things that I want to touch base on.
Okay.
But give me a little bit of a rundown in case people live in a cave somewhere and they don't know what CNR is all about.
Okay, so it's free. That's the first thing
Oh,
I'm going to tell you before
I
I
like
even
that.
start anything. It's free. Nothing's free anymore.
No.
So CNR is the oldest and largest trade publication serving the cleaning and restoration industry. It was founded by the Restoration Industry Association in, we think, the 1940s, and it's like really, really evolved since
I
then.
saw
It
the
had-
article you guys posted on, or you posted on
Yes.
LinkedIn yesterday. That was like from the 40s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't-
45 maybe?
I don't have archives going back that far.
Wow.
I have going back into the 70s print issues, I want to say. Maybe a little bit. No, I bet I do have further than that. Maybe I have, I don't know. I can't even remember at this point. But I have a lot of really cool print archives, and going back through all the ads and stuff is really funny, and all the old equipment. Anyway, so it is it's a magazine that's free. We have a digital edition and a print edition. I also have a podcast like Ben does,
Yes.
and we have videos and webinars, and there's ways to get your IIC or CECs if you need those.
Okay.
And so they're just a big platform. We also try to be at the forefront of news in the industry.
Yeah,
That's probably my favorite part of my job, is like ideally being the first to know when there's a big M&A
Right,
move
right,
or
right.
new equipment that's coming out. We helped unveil some new equipment that's at this show with Aerobotics over at their booths, and so that's the kind of stuff that
We need to get them over here to talk about their equipment then, if it's that new. I mean,
you should. This
I
is
got
literally the
maybe
first
like
time
8
he's had it.
people that might tune into this, so maybe they can check it out and they'll learn something.
I'm sure you have more than that,
I-
but this is truly the first time this is the first time I've seen the machine in person.
Wow.
It's so new.
So subscribe to CNR. There's a lot of good information on that magazine. I think that, the one thing that I keep coming back to is this word collective, right? We're at the Collective Conference, and I think that publications like yours, Core Group, Core University, all these things, at the core of it, we're really trying to help everybody, right? We're trying to elevate the industry, is what Nick said when he came on earlier. So I applaud everything you guys are doing. It's really cool. I'm so honored to be able to contribute sometimes, and get my little input here and there. So I really appreciate you coming on. But you have something else happening with CNR right now called the State of the Industry. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We do. So the deadline to take the survey is September 8th. So we're just a week
Soon.
away.
Okay.
So next Friday. So the State of the Industry is it's in its second year, and it's a study that we're doing industry-wide, trying to get restorers to share. It's completely confidential and anonymous. We don't know who's answering for what company or whatever, but trying to get a pulse on how big is the industry?
Sure.
What's the average revenue size?
Sure.
How many people are fully TPA heavy? How many people are going the independent route? We also ask about equipment usage and software, and we have a little bit more about AI and consulting preferences and all that kind of stuff. Like, just really trying to get really core data on the industry to help us understand the biggest trends, the biggest pain points, and also the biggest opportunities for the restoration industry. And right now we're already past the number of completed surveys that we were at last year in total.
And you still have a week left.
Yes. So please fill it out. It takes less than 20 minutes. If you want to see the questions before you jump in, you can download a PDF off of the CNR website. So you can go to cnrmagazine.com/state of the industry.
Okay.
And you can find it there. It's super easy to find. And there's tons of posts all over the CNR social media pages and all that. It's pretty easy to find at this point. But please be part of it. I think that we're going to have amazing data this year. We had great data last year, and now we have that benchmark to go off of. So it's going to be even better. Now we can start diving
Percentage
in
increases.
and seeing differences.
Sure. No, that's awesome. So check it out, cnrmagazine.com. Navigate to the State of the Industry tab. Make sure you're filling that out. If you're a restorer, I can tell you from my experience on the contract inside of me, one of our big industry associations does this, and it's amazing just to see things like, proper wage scales. I mean, it's a lot of questions we hear quite a bit is how much do I pay a project manager? How much do I pay an estimator? Now you can see national averages, low end, high end, median, and then see where you stack up against them, because in general, that's your employment competition in a sense. So it's very important to do things like that. Get involved. CNR is doing a great job of doing that. It's really cool to hear that that's what that was. I kind of figured the State of the Industry was something along those lines, but I think that's cool that you guys are kind of taking a lead and getting something like that done. Another thing. Wait, are you done with State of the Industry? Anything else? You want to hammer them home?
That's it.
Restoring Kindness. We have a really cool thing going on. Ironclad is involved in it, so I'll plug us now. It's called Socktember. So we're John Isaacson from Diojo Podcast and Eris Restoration out in the Pacific Northwest has been doing a charity event every year called Socktember, and they were fortunate enough, or vice versa, honored whoever Restoring Kindness picked it up. Can you speak a little bit about that? And then we're going to plug for me to get all the socks, because Ironclad's competing to get socks.
You should,
for our
because
team.
the trophies and everything are amazing
Yeah.
here from this. This is our first year of being involved, but this, I think, is easiest way that I can possibly think of to give back to your community
Yeah.
in a big way and get involved in something that really isn't going to take a whole lot of bandwidth, a whole lot of buy-in from your team, whatever. So September is the idea of finding a local charity in your community that might be able to use some socks and start raising socks within maybe your company. Maybe you have other supporting companies in your area that you want to bring on. So like Ben, for you example, have a team, and I'm guessing you have other companies that are maybe supporting on your team.
Yeah.
We've tried to draw other companies onto our CNR team. So that way the teams are raising as many socks as possible. And it doesn't have to be just your company doing it. You know,
Right.
you can team up with Ben or with CNR or whoever, or make your own team.
Or me, just me. CNR's got enough friends and teams. I don't have any friends.
CNR has enough friends and teams. I love it. So anyway, that's a really easy way to get involved in things. So Restoring Kindness in general is a movement that was started by a restoration company in Madison, Wisconsin in 2017. And I was fortunate enough to pick it up when I bought CNR a few years ago. And now we just, May is Restoring Kindness Month, and we just encourage contractors to give back to their communities. You can check out restoringkindnessusa.com for more information there. But we have lots of deliverables like postcards you can download to leave on the random act of kindness you're doing, and put your company logo on there. It's a slick marketing thing. Really, is what it is. It's marketing.
But I think that it's beyond that, because if you're a company, any company, and you're existing in a community, you're farming in a sense, right? You need to be able to nurture those relationships. And I can speak from a marketing standpoint. It's what we talk about. And I think I had an article in CNR about being omnipresent.
Yes.
Well, getting leads and getting your business and growing your business is great, but you need to be out there. You know, it's not just pay-per-click. It's not just marketing. It's donating, being involved in charitable events, joining on to initiatives like this, and just coming to events, joining industry associations. That's what it means to be omnipresent. And the other icing on the cake benefit is you get your name out there a little bit, and you're doing good in your community. You're giving back, and you're really setting yourself apart from your competition. And it's a really cool way to throw that stuff on your website. People love that kind of videos, and we have clients all the time like, hey, what kind of videos should I be putting on social media? Like, here's a great one. Go donate 6,000 pairs of socks to a homeless shelter or something in your community. I mean, you're changing lives at that point, and you're really positioning yourself. You're walking the walk instead of just talking the talk and being a really good company, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
You're absolutely right.
So donate all the socks to me. We actually have a hub. We're working with somebody in Colorado. One of my team members lives in the Denver area, so she's identified a couple places, and we're looking forward to a shout out to John. I know you're going to watch this because I'm going to tag the heck out of you on this to get pushed out there. I can't say enough about John and what he does in the industry. I love it. I love the collective mentality, everybody getting together and kind of elevating and helping each other out. Michelle, thank you so much.
Ben, thanks for having me.
She's going to kick me out of here pretty soon so she can run it. Make sure you're following Michelle, though, because she's going to be, she's been running the CNR podcast, which is called, sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Restoration Today.
Restoration Today. It's going to be going live from the collective on day 3 today, or?
I might go live for a minute. I'm mostly recording stuff, and I'm doing kind of 3 rapid fire questions that is going to be a montage, hopefully available next week is what I'm going.
Awesome.
Not as fancy as Ben going live.
Well, follow Michelle, follow CNR, and make sure you're staying in touch with everything that they're doing there. Check out Restoring Kindness and get the state of the industry stuff filled out. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
You.
Yep. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break for lunch, and we'll be back in a couple hours probably. Thanks for tuning in.